Welcome back. You are still live with Expresso on a very inspirational day. We are still patting the backs of all those matrics who just survived last year. Never mind those that achieved those miraculous results. Getting through matric at this time, really challenging. The next step, maybe even more so. And I think the release of the matric results last week brought with it, obviously, many realities, many big questions for our school leavers at the moment. What to study in order to prepare for your future? What do jobs look like now? They are changing every day. And how do we stand out amongst everyone else going for those same opportunities? Well, getting expert guidance on these big decisions is key, and that's why we are joined by the head of program and senior lecturer at Red and Yellow Creative School of Business, Charton, to provide some food for thought on these important questions. Could you hear my voice slowing down as I contemplated my 4-year-old's future and the possibility of doing an asteroid mining degree or a digitally based degree that doesn't exist yet? Crazy, crazy time. Maybe we should start with the learners and that first thought. What should they be thinking when they leave school? Should they just chill? Should they be immediately jumping onto the next opportunity? Where should their heads be at?
So it's so interesting because each individual is different, and that's what we're seeing, and our education system is now gearing towards that, is starting to understand the role of an individual ultimately in the bigger world. And so it starts with that. Whether somebody is going to need some time off or they're going to jump straight into it is going to be based on the individual. But I think what is so important is to start to have that understanding of yourself, and everything starts with yourself. At Red and Yellow, we've got this concept, it's a Japanese concept that we talk about called ikigai, which I absolutely love. And it talks about to find your purpose, you need to have 4 pillars that you understand. First is, what are you actually good at? What are you passionate about? What do you enjoy doing? What can you make money off of? And ultimately, what does the world need? So when you start to look at all of those
things can be completely different.
They can be.
But how do you get them into one part?
Exactly. You might be an amazing ukulele player, but if there's no commercial opportunity for it, if the world's got an absolute abundance of that.
Guys, there's money in the ukulele to our fans. Don't lose hope just yet.
But what we're just saying is that it's through that journey that you go on. And for me, I think one of the most important things is that entering into studies, entering into this next phase is part of that journey. So many people think that it's the be-all and end-all. What I study now defines me for the rest of my life, but it's part of that journey that you get nurtured and you go on and you keep on growing.
It's
and if you commit to that,
yeah.
100%, and you commit to going, I need to consistently learn, I need to grow, I need to be curious, I need to be open to a changing world, because no matter what you study now, elements of it are going to change. You're going to need to keep on looping back and learning more and exploring and growing.
Because ikigai, apart from being maybe a nickname of one of the guys at Red and Yellow, that's a concept that we need to keep applying to ourselves throughout our career. And this last 2-3 years stanza has proven that. Pivot. You've got to be able to make those changes. When you talk about the changing job market, the landscape, even a few years ago, I hosted a discussion, was blown away at how many jobs existed this year that hadn't existed the year before. What do the jobs of the future look like, and how do learners prepare themselves now with so many big question marks?
So I think a couple of things. So for me, so first off, I think some of the jobs that we're seeing coming, certainly within the industry, the business, marketing, communication industry that we're in, we're definitely seeing that increase of people who have those digital skills and are comfortable with digital opportunities, but who also know how to connect to a consumer and an end user at the end of the day. Remember, it's not just other people that you're starting to understand that you're competing against, it's also the machine learning automation that is taking place. So it's looking at, where can I add value? Where can my creative thinking, where can my ability to understand what a human needs, what a human wants, and connect to that? So something like user-centered design, which is one of the advanced diplomas that we offer, we're actually seeing so many industry people coming to us going, we need people who can think like that, who can have that interest in building a strong connection and a strong band with a real person at the end of the day. So when you talk about what are the skills that you need, I think get comfortable with data, get comfortable with digital, because no matter what industry you go in, it is part and parcel, I think, of our future world. But also, the things that make us different when we talk about the machines are those uniquely human skills, the curiosity that we have, the ability to collaborate, with us coming from our different backgrounds, different diversity of thought, to create something new and interesting. Empathy, the emotional intelligence, the ability to connect with other people is really, it's such a critical skill. It's not a soft skill, it's a critical skill. And we see a lot of emphasis on that, and definitely in both the studying arena and then moving forward.
I'm going to do some online classes a little bit later today, I think. Definitely, we can speak a lot more about this. It's a changing job market, but you are also changing and evolving yourself, and you have an opportunity now to apply yourself to a brave new future. And thankfully, there are people to help guide you along the way. But as Dee said, the first step of that journey is understanding yourself. So maybe that's where you can start today. What drives you? What's your passion? What are you good at? Start answering those questions.